Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/AITA. In today's episode, AITA for kicking out my 22F friend, 21F, for demanding I pay rent for my apartment? AITA for being embarrassed with my cheapskate boyfriend? WIBTA for uninviting anyone who attended a winery day from my bridal shower and possibly wedding. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. AITA for kicking out my 22F friend, 21F, for demanding I pay rent for my apartment? My friend D and I have been living in the apartment my parents owned for college. We split utility bills while she also pays $300 for rent. It's a 2-bedroom, living room, kitchen and 1.5 bathrooms in a nice area. $300 is not nearly how much rent for that place would cost under normal circumstance. Nevertheless, our parents are civil with each other, so the massive discount was agreed upon on the premise that we split utility. I don't pay rent as my parents own it, but work and spend my own money for daily needs and groceries. D doesn't either, her parents pay everything. For a year now, D has been inviting her college friend, who I'll call A, to study at our place, sometimes sleep over. A lives off campus but in a really dodgy area with her older brother and his friend. More than a month ago, D asked if they can stay over for a week. I told her no problem because I had a vacation set for that time. When I got back 9 days later, she was still at our place, so I asked D when I was going home, as I had planned for my friend to come over for the weekend. She told me I got into a fight with her brother and didn't want to be their RN. I was annoyed, but I never found an issue with her, so I just asked she leave until the end of the week. She didn't. 3 weeks passed and bills came in, which were almost double of what they were previously. I sat down D, gave her a rundown of the bills, and she seemed surprised. She said me, "I'm not paying that much." I looked at her and made a joke, "Yeah, you're not, your dad is." D got angry and went into her room. I thought the joke didn't land well, so I knocked on her door to apologize, but I overheard D ranting how I don't even pay for anything, so I wouldn't understand why her parents are mad. I entered the room, told A to pick up her stuff and leave. She seemed embarrassed, but 20 minutes later she left. I asked D what she meant by that, and she said the bills are twice as much as last month's and Dad is going insane over why he has to pay this much when you even had a guest over. I told her she's a hypocrite if she thinks my friend staying over for a weekend affected the bills nearly as much as a living here for a month. She told me I'm heartless for blaming A, who was having a hard time, for the increased bills, and screamed I should contribute more to them. Then, she called her dad in the bathroom and demanded that I pay rent too because it's unfair. I told her she's insane if she thinks I'll pay rent in my own apartment and that she has until the start of the semester to find another place and move out. D started crying and throwing some towels on the ground. She did move out a few days ago. We haven't spoken since, but it texted me apologizing for burdening me. My parents told me it wasn't my decision to make, even though they agree. Now, I'm not sure if I was an asshole for making her to move out or for how I acted towards both her and A. NTA, it's just pure logic. People are too soft and illogical these days. If she feels so inclined to help someone out, then she should do so from her own pocket. Exactly. Help your friend all you want, but not on somebody else's dime. It's always easy to be generous when it's someone else's money. Always. NTA. It's done and sorted. Move on and study well. NTA. Rooming with a friend is a great way to lose a friend. Find a roommate who seems responsible and charge the full rent. Yep, better to be roommates before friends. Sounds like A is looking for a place to live and would be less entitled roommate. Yes, she was infinitely more respectful to me, always picked up after herself and bought her own food. When she slept over, she would make me coffee in the morning because my classes are really early. I was considering asking her, but I genuinely didn't want any ties, direct or indirect, to D. NTA, actions have consequences. D learned a very important lesson. It's cool that she was trying to help someone out, but you can't expect another person to foot the bill. AITA for being embarrassed with my cheapskate boyfriend? We've been dating for about 4 months, and mostly, it's been good. He's cute, smart, and very successful. The only downside is that he's almost addicted to buying things that are on sale or have coupons despite being a VP at his company. I'm not talking about sometimes or even most of the time, I would be alright with that. He never buys anything at full price. Never. He plans his cooking around what's on sale that week at the grocery stores. All of his clothes were bought on sale or clearance, even his socks and boxers. Last week we were at my friend's house for dinner and she commented on his shirt. He proudly said he got it on clearance last year for $20. I was mortified. Lastly, we don't go to any restaurant unless he finds a coupon or they're running some kind of special. Things came to a head last night when we went out to dinner. He had a digital coupon for buy one get one free. For some reason, the restaurant's computer didn't recognize the deal and the poor cashier couldn't make it work. We were holding up the crowded line because he refused to pay for both dinners. Finally, the cashier called the manager, but he was busy somewhere else in the restaurant. While we waited, the people behind us were getting annoyed. I was so embarrassed I left him standing in line by himself and went to the car. We argued the entire drive home. We were supposed to go to the movies because he got free tickets, but I wasn't in the mood, so he dropped me off. We haven't texted today at all. When I talked to my friends at brunch, they didn't see a problem with it and I found it frustrating that they didn't understand how embarrassing it is. Am I TA or is this normal? Why TA? Stuff is expensive right now, especially with inflation. He's being money smart and frugal. The richest person in my close friend group, totally self-made, props to them, never makes a retail purchase without checking their couponing apps. OMG, not a shirt on clearance. Why didn't you just pay for the dinner if you were so worried about the line of annoyed folks? Why TA? This. It would have taken much less time for OP to say here, I'll pay for dinner this time if they were so embarrassed. YTA based on the fact OP is more into the VP title and salary than the guy, apparently. YTA. I spent most of the post thinking NAH. But you're just really judgy of him. There's nothing embarrassing about mentioning a good deal on a shirt that someone complimented. If the coupon was valid, i.e., he wasn't trying to get them to honor an expired coupon or get something different, he is entitled to the deal they advertise. Maybe the cashier could have asked him to step aside and rung up other people while waiting for the manager, but this wasn't his fault, it was the restaurant. Also, I missed the part where you were so embarrassed that you just paid the bill, instead of walking away. As soon as she said she was mortified about the shirt thing, she lost me. Nah. You are just not compatible. I dunno. I think OP more or less ragging on her boyfriend for being a bit frugal is a bit of an asshole thing to do. Like, being mortified that he was slightly bragging about a good deal? That's ridiculous. Info, do you ever pick up the tab? Ooh, this is a good one. If she offered to pick up the tab and he still insisted on using a coupon, it would be weird. But my guess is she doesn't pick up the tab ever. Nah. You guys are just incompatible. He's not wrong for wanting to save, you're not wrong for not wanting to hold up a gigantic line of people for a coupon. Just different life approaches. And you will drive each other nuts with this if you don't discuss and come up with a compromise. Maybe his clothes and groceries are free for all couponing, but occasionally dinners out can be full price. If she didn't want to hold up the line, she could have offered to pay for the food. It doesn't sound like she ever pays when they go out to eat, since she said it only happens if he has a coupon. If she's so embarrassed by this, then why isn't she picking up the bill? WIPTA for uninviting anyone who attended a winery day from my bridal shower and possibly wedding. My fiancé, 32M, and I, 30F, are getting married in a few months. We have been dating for 2 years. When we first started dating, his sister, 25F, and I got along great, but when I asked her to be a bridesmaid she turned me down, I assumed because she would not be the center of attention. Everything spiraled from there, and now we are pretty much in sea with her. She is a brat, truth be told, and created a ton of unnecessary drama. Some highlights were showing up with no gift to our engagement party and not saying a word to us. She ran into my brother in public and was extremely rude to him. Her and her boyfriend denied this happened and called my brother a liar. Now she is no longer invited to the wedding. This summer we made an effort to see other members of his family, so we have been spending our weekends meeting up for dinner with different members of his family. Naturally, the issues with his sister come up. I chose not to hold back and told them exactly what she did. I thought they should know how toxic she is and decide for themselves if they want her in their lives. Yesterday I saw on Instagram one of my fiancé's cousins posted a bunch of pictures from a girls' wine day. All his female aunts and cousins were there, and of course his sister was there. I was so hurt that they wouldn't even invite me. It felt like the pictures were posted specifically to make me feel bad and show that they took her side. I am supposed to be marrying into this family in a few months and they completely left me out. I reached out to one of his aunts I thought I was close to and asked if my fiancé's sister planned this. She said no, it was another aunt. When I asked why I wasn't invited, she said it was because of the drama between me and fiancé's sister. They didn't want the day to be uncomfortable, so chose to keep it to just family, which hurt to hear that they don't consider me family. I asked her if they meant they all took her side. She claimed no one was taking sides, and if I chose to take it that way, it was up to me. I ended the phone call very upset. My bridal shower is in a few weeks and I don't want any of them there. It's for friends and family, and obviously they don't consider me family, so they don't need to be there. I want no drama at my shower and only people who are happy for me and love me there. I am debating if I want them at the wedding, but I will deal with that later. I have a mass email written up ready to send disinviting them from my shower. My fiancé is fine with it. He can't stand his sister and is angry with his family. My MOH is trying to talk me out of sending it, saying it will ruin my relationship with his family and my wedding and upset my MIL, but I think it's already ruined. YTA. If drama is constantly following you around, and I bet it is, you are the source of it. You cannot have a relationship with your future SIL. You cannot, however, demand that everyone do the same. And even if we didn't think OP was the problem, it would still be a mistake to uninvite anyone who went to that winery day. That bridal shower is her chance to win them over. Uninviting the groom's female relatives en masse would in effect be starting drama with each and every one of them. Agree. This entire post is all about OP and why other people make decisions specifically to hurt OP, not because they have valid reason on their own. OP sounds like she's suffering from main character syndrome. The amount of drama contained within only a few paragraphs is incredible. OP sounds exhausting to be around. YTA. You claim to not want drama, but it sounds like you're at the center of all of it. You assume she turned you down when you asked her to be a bridesmaid because she won't be the center of attention? That's quite a judgment to make about someone you claim to get along great with up to that point. You took your brother's word over hers about an encounter. With what proof? You badmouthed her to her family. You assumed that pictures posted on social media were only there to make you feel bad. Is everything about you? And now you want to go nuclear and disinvite a bunch of your fiancé's family members from your shower and possibly the wedding? There is one common denominator in all these issues, and it's not the sister. YTA. You are the center of the drama in your life, and I don't think you are a very reliable narrator. Right. If this were a novel, it would be clear the narrative was on shaky ground, but at least then we'd know the author was creating that for a reason. OP, these people are going to be in your life for a long time. You need to humble yourself, apologize for jumping to conclusions, apologize again for speaking badly about your future sale to everyone, explain to your assailant that you were hurt when she didn't want to be a bridesmaid and ask her why, and become a gracious person who gives people the benefit of the doubt. And learn to keep your freaking mouth shut. You're not family? LOL, you haven't married into this family, but you expect them to cut out the sister, who they have known presumably her entire life from birth until now, in favor of someone they met in the last 2 years? You have no idea why she turned down the bridesmaid offer. You just decided it because she wouldn't be the center of attention. Like, what? You're just adding assumptions and treating them as fact. I felt like the pictures were posted specifically to make me feel bad and show me they took her side. This is such a crazy take. They posted them for themselves, not to make you feel anything. You made a crazy play of it's me or her, and are upset that her family didn't reject their own in favor of you. Such a narcissist. LOLYTA. Get over yourself. You can disinvite them if you choose, it's your wedding, but pretending you're the victim here isn't right. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.